As we celebrate Valentine's Day, it's meant to be the most romantic day of the year, but it can also be a little awkward depending on where you're at in your relationship. Joining us now to discuss tips for making this holiday less stressful is local professional matchmaker from It's Just Lunch San Francisco, Lisa Sisemore. Lisa, thanks so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay.
Thank you for having me. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day. Oftentimes, Lisa, this holiday, Valentine's Day, can be very daunting to people out there, whether you're single or couples. Sometimes they can feel a little overwhelmed.
Definitely. And when people are brand new in a relationship, sometimes it even puts added stress and pressure. So what I always suggest is just go into the day with the expectation that you're just wanting to have fun.
Exactly. Now let's first focus on singles, Lisa. For singles out there, is this a good time to go on that first date on Valentine's Day?
Definitely. I think so. Why not? It's Valentine's Day. I always tell my clients that it's just lunch. The purpose of the first date is to make sure that you have enough chemistry and connection. So ask those questions, get to know them, and have fun.
And when it comes to having a little bit more fun and maybe taking that pressure off yourself, what tip would you give to singles out there who are going on their first date on Valentine's Day?
Plan ahead. So get to know what your partner enjoys, and maybe it would be a night out and having drinks on the town, or perhaps it's a romantic dinner, or maybe you're going to grab takeout and spend an intimate evening at home. Just establish with them.
Yeah, but just make sure that you do take that first step. Because like you said, it can be awkward sometimes, but if you plan it, it might be a nice first date.
Definitely.
Now, when it comes to people in a relationship who are maybe in that gray area and they don't know if it's too serious or not to celebrate Valentine's Day, what would you say about that?
I think it's a little bit trickier when you're in that zone because you don't know yet what your partner's expectation is. So we know that all healthy, great relationships start with effective communication. So when you're with somebody, talk about the day first, about what the expectation is, set up the date, have fun, enjoy yourself, and just know that the staying power of your relationship isn't determined on how successful that date is.
And it sounds like the power of communication is really what will drive that date, right? And make things a little bit fun and better.
Definitely. Everyone wants to have fun. If it feels like you're just shooting questions at somebody when you're on that first date and asking them questions, and it just feels like a ping pong match or a human resources interview, that's no fun. You want to have some fun, be flirty, enjoy yourself. And if it doesn't last, it only takes one person to find your person. So don't worry about it if it ends up not being the love of your life on Valentine's Day.
Well, I do have to ask, Lisa, for you, what is maybe one question that we could use out there for that first date, or if you're trying to reconnect?
I definitely think find that common ground. So if you have sports and fitness in common, maybe you're talking about things that you enjoy. If they have a pet, maybe you're talking about a dog or something that you have in common.
Love that. Now, how about people who have been together for a while? Sometimes things can get dull. It happens to the best of us. But what advice would you give people who are trying to spark that fire again?
You've got to spark it up. So definitely speak to your partner's love language. For example, if your partner is into physical touch, perhaps you shower them with hugs and kisses throughout the day, and then surprise them with an evening, a spa at home, maybe that you've set up, or even go to a resort where you both could get pampered.
Oh, that's a great idea. Now, when it comes, and you just mentioned it, so let's go a little bit deeper into that. When it comes to gifting, I know so many people really dread this time. Oh, what do I get this person? Is this too much? Is this too little? What ideas or tips would you give people out there?
I would suggest that just if it's a first date, obviously like the very minimalistic sort of gift that you could bring. Perhaps it's a rose, or it could be a box of chocolates. But for many people, if they're already in a relationship, they like experiences. They want to spend quality time together. So maybe you plan a trip down the coast and pack a picnic, maybe a basket full of bubbles and sweets and treats. The most important part is that the person feels special and loved. And if you have that, then you're going to have an amazing Valentine's Day.
And sometimes that requires to put just a little bit extra thought, or maybe even research if you don't know the person too well, but going over their social media, seeing what they like, what they don't like. Because sometimes when you show that you care and you're putting that thought into it, that's what matters most, right?
Exactly. I agree. So yes, review that and just have fun. Like, don't put so much pressure on it. Valentine's Day is meant to be so that you feel special and that you share enjoyment.
Now, when it comes to some overall tips for people just heading into this holiday, what are some of the top tips that you can give people just to have a great, fun, relaxing day?
I think definitely keep your confidence high. Wear something that makes you feel fabulous. Definitely know that you're not going to be the only person that's out at a restaurant in the evening time if you're out being social. And if you're a gentleman, pull out the chair, do all the things that will make
Yes.
somebody feel special.
Chivalry is not dead.
It is not
dead, gentlemen. Make sure you do it out there. We'll love it. Thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us here today on Live in the Bay. We
Thank you
appreciate
so much
it.
for having me.
Of course. To learn more on how Lisa can help you, just head to itsjustlunchsanfrancisco.com, and we'll have a link on our website at liveinthebay.tv.